And we're back on Jersey Central on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. One of my favorite comedian, actors, and New York Times best-selling author is going to be coming to the stage at the New Jersey Performing Arts Center this coming Saturday, and it's so great to have this guy back in Jersey doing his thing. Let's get right to the Raritan Bay Medical Center Jersey Newsmaker Hotline, and let's welcome Paul Resier to WCTC this morning. Paul, it's Burt Barron. How you doing today, my friend?
Well, didn't realize I was going to be part of a hospital hotline, but I feel safer now.
There you go, yes.
Should anything go wrong in this interview, I think we're covered.
We have medical professionals standing
Thank
by
goodness.
should something happen. Exactly.
Good to know.
But, man, this Saturday, NJ Pack in Newark, man, talk
Can't
about
wait.
Bringing your show to town.
I can't wait. You know what? You know what they say, New Jersey, Newark in the springtime, it's like Paris. Except for the French-speaking part, it's really an identical thing.
Very true.
You know what? I grew up in the city and I lived in Jersey, and to me, there's something funnier about that 40-mile radius. Everything within a radius of New Jersey, it's a better show. So I'm psyched, man. I'm really looking forward. And I've never played the beautiful New Jersey
Wow.
Center there.
Awesome.
I'm looking forward.
Yeah, Ticketmaster.com. You can purchase some tickets. The show is 8 o'clock this Saturday. And in just a few moments, we're going to be giving away a couple of free pairs of tickets so you can go see Paul Resier in Newark this Saturday, man. It seems like to me you got all this TV and all this film work going on. You said, I need a break. I got to take a stand-up show on the road just so I can catch my breath. Is that what's going on?
That's the only part that's really fun. I got to be honest with you. I mean, I'm coming this summer. I'm going to be doing working back east, actually in Jersey and Westchester, on this show for Amazon called Red Oaks, which is a really fun show, and that's actually a lot of fun. But to me, there's nothing as fun and as rewarding as getting on stage and telling jokes. It's just, it's simple. It's simple and direct. You have people come, they drive their cars, they sit down, you tell them jokes, everybody goes home.
It's very simple. You're right. It's very simple.
Like I say, there's something really fun about New Jersey audiences. It always feels like I'm home.
Yeah.
So it's like when you hang out with your friends that you haven't seen in a long time. It's just easier. And so I'm looking forward to a great show Saturday.
Yeah, I hear that from a lot of guys that do stand up like you do and then do TV and movies. It's like, man, we just love being in front of a live audience. There's nothing like it.
Yeah, that's what I started as. I started as a stand-up, and then I took a break that ended up being a longer break than I planned. And so when I started going out again, people would say, "Oh, I didn't know you do stand-up," and I thought that's really weird because that's what I think of myself as. But in fairness, I hadn't done it in a long time, so it was fun to get back. And it's true, stand-ups. We think of things, we write them, we tell them, and there it is. And you do a TV show, it's a lot of people, and it's a studios, and you got people chiming in with opinions and everything. And comedy, you have none of that. You just tell your jokes, and it's just you and the audience. And there's nothing as exhilarating as that.
But for TV and movies, the craft services is a little better, right?
Plus, that's true. You have more snacks. I bring no snacks, so you do appreciate the craft. My young son, when he did he's very funny, and he had one job on a show. And he loved it, and he loved acting. And I said, well, what do you love? You love he says, I like the craft services table. So that was it.
Right.
So when he did another show he didn't have it, I went, oh, yeah, I don't want to be an actor. I just wanted to stand around all the candy.
Right. And believe me, in radio, craft services is everything. Believe me, when you get a chance to get some food, that's for sure.
It's a very important part of show business.
Absolutely. Yeah. Honored to be chatting with Paul Resier this morning here on WCTC. Stand-up comedy this coming Saturday, 8 o'clock at the New Jersey Performing Arts Center in Newark. Get tickets. They're going quickly. Ticketmaster.com. And we're going to give away a couple of free pairs in just a moment. When I look at your range as an actor, Paul, the funny stuff you did in Beverly Hills Cop, and man, that movie Whiplash, that was a heavy-duty movie that you were in.
That was heavy.
Man.
Was heavy. I have one movie that's opening this Friday. It's called The Darkness with Kevin Bacon. I haven't seen it yet, but I just saw the trailer, and it scared the life out of me. It's sort of it's Kevin Bacon, and it plays his family. It's sort of almost like a horror movie. Well, it is. They go on vacation, and they happen to one of the kids grabs a little thing from the Grand Canyon, which turns out to be an artifact from a Native American thing that has a whole lot of mojo in it, and it messes up the house. So my scenes, I play Kevin's boss at work, and we had not worked together since Diner, so it was really, that was the fun part. I got to play with my old buddy, but I didn't have any scary scenes. Then I saw the trailer, I went, "Yow, this is a little creepy." So your guess is as good as mine, but that opens this Friday.
Yeah,
and looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, we'll be checking that out too. And I love it when guys that have the comedy background like you do. I mean, to do comedy and get in a movie and do something funny is one thing, but when a comedian plays a dramatic role, I love that for some reason.
It works that way. It doesn't work the other way. I don't think a lot of actors could suddenly do stand-up. That's a trickier transition. But yeah, I also love when you see actors and you see comics just sort of strip it down, and it's a surprise. It's always fun to see.
Yeah, and also a best-selling author. I mean, how'd you find time to write a New York Times best-selling book too? I mean, where do you work all this in?
Who knows? I forgot to. I don't know. But that was a fun thing because a book. When it's a different thing when you're used to delivering your jokes yourself. In a book, you have to say, I have to write this so it's bulletproof, so that people read it and it sounds like me. It was a very different kind of transition, but a fun one. And it's always fun when people, have books and they walk around and they go, oh, I can read that again. Whereas jokes, I got to show up to your town again. So it's easier when it's in a book. Take your time, read it as many times as you like.
Excellent stuff. Again, Paul Resier is our guest this morning on WCTC, and he will be at the New Jersey Performing Arts Center in Newark this Saturday night. It's an 8 o'clock showtime, minutes away from giving you a chance to win just a couple of pairs of tickets, and we'll do that.
Now, let me ask you, when the people
go right
get
ahead.
the free tickets,
yes.
do they have to laugh as much as the regular people, right?
I demand that anybody who wins tickets from WCTC, you have to laugh almost to the point that you're embarrassing yourself and everyone around you.
I want you to make the effort. I don't want them to sit there and go, you know what, it didn't pay anything. It means nothing.
Oh, good thing these were free tickets. Right? No, that'll never happen. So we'll give those away in just a bit. Comedy Central called you one of the top 100 comedians of all time. That's very rare comedy.
So that's going back to like biblical times, by the way. That's not just 20th century. Like there were guys in Egypt who I beat out for this, so I'm very, very flattered with that honor.
Hey, that's a great list to be on then, right?
That's pretty cool.
All right, so back to the Amazon series after you come off the road. Is that next, or the movies?
Yeah, that's this summer, and we make the Amazon series, which is always fun to say, because 5 years ago, you couldn't even imagine. Amazon makes television shows now.
Exactly. It's crazy, right?
Send you books and shoes in the mail, really? And but yeah, it's a great show, and it takes place in a 1985 at a country club, and it's sort of it's The Graduate meets Caddyshack. It's about a 20-year-old kid who's has to go into the world, and I play the president of this country club, who's a bit of a tough guy, and it's really fun to play a guy who's not necessarily the nicest guy anymore. Oh. And so I get to air out my cranky side, which is fun.
Awesome. In 1985, I was 17. Those were some good days, Paul.
Yeah, a lot of people are really digging it because it's reminding them. They hear certain songs, and you just see certain fashion things. You go, whoa, I forgot about that. So it's a well-written show, and a terrific cast, Richard Kind and Jennifer Grey, and a whole bunch of guys that I never knew before who are just terrific. So it's a very fun show, and the hard part with Amazon is to explain to people above 60 how they can watch it.
Good luck with that, right?
Yeah, it's like you gotta sign up, then you gotta click here, and it's tricky. But I have mastered it. I'm proud to say I now know how to do that. My children have explained it to me.
Awesome stuff. Well, we're so excited that you're going to be at NJPAC this coming Saturday. Ticketmaster.com for tickets for the 8 o'clock show, and we're going to give away a couple of comps in just a moment. Where do we connect with you? Facebook, Twitter? You do all that, Paul?
I'm on Twitter. I'm not on Facebook, or just come by the house. I'm usually home.
Yeah, stop by, right?
Yeah. You know what? There are signs.
Awesome. Paul, great honor to talk to you today, my man.
And hope to see you Saturday.
Absolutely. Thank you again.